Hello, my friends. This is the MGM one-year reading for 2022. It's currently June 23rd, 2022, 8:07 p.m. We're doing the prognosis for the second half of the year, and then the second part of this video, we'll go through and we'll review the first half of the year, since we did this reading back on. We created the spread on July 17th, 2021 at 8:06 p.m. So almost an entire year ago, my friends. You can see right here we had a low, a year's low, and then a year's low in early June, and then a year's low in late June. We have a correlator in early June and a correlator in late June for lows. Ah, interesting. All right, so in July, we pop higher in early July. Fast sudden move higher, marking the end of a period of decline when we're coming out of the decline in June. Around the high for July, there are male leaders highlighted. I see this male leader highlighted in July for a lot of stocks, my friends. Something big there. And then there's a cash-in opportunity at the end of July at what I believe will be the year's low. Very likely the year's low. It's probably revisiting. It may be a revisiting of the low from July, but it's definitely a deep low at the end of sorry, it's probably revisiting the low at the end of June, and there's definitely a deep low or a prominent trough at the end of July. It's direct correlation to the Ace of Discs. They're like almost identical cards, the Princess of Discs and the Ace of Discs, so that's important to notate, and that's where I'm going to start buying in, purchasing buy and hold positions. I'm holding MGM for like ever, guys. The next, from 2020 to 2020, from 2020 to 2030, it's the stock to own. It's my number one pick. They dominate. If they're not already dominating, they dominate sports betting. All right. So into August, out of the trough. Oh, and in July, the July month's high is going to be in close proximity to this major trough that we have at the end of July. There's a trade opportunity around a fast sudden move higher to meet a prominent crest in early August, but around the high of August we revisit past problems, and there's a flight to safety. There's a notable decline. We have a unicursal hexagram stuffed in here to reach the low, and the low, we have a low, looks like at the end of the month. That's going to be a notable move higher in early August, because there's no low correlator in late August, so it's got to move high enough that when we fall, we don't meet the low from July. And that's something global, that revisiting something, flight to safety, turns into something like more widespread globally. Out of the low for August, there's going to be a ton of headwinds. People think the stock's going to go lower. It goes higher anyways. Guys, this is one of the stocks that even in the midst of all these past corrections, this one, it's getting hit. But the past ones, it was like, I mean, I recommended MGM at $14, guys. $14. Now we're at 27. It's the first time we've been below like the 30s, and I can't even remember it. It's the first time we've been below 35. So these are buy opportunities, my friends. This is a killer stock to own. All right, so in early September, we have sideways fluidity, moving sideways along a support level, an important support level. There's a move to the upside in early September, marking an opportunity near the high to open up protection or short position, protect against long positions by puts, that sort of stuff. The high is going to form when we have a notable move to the upside. There may be something directly related to currency or devaluing of currency near the high, and there's a year's high correlator and a year's low correlator here in September. The low and the high are going to be in close proximity to each other chronologically, on a time proximity, I should say. And there's a piece of important news that comes out mid-month. So it looks like we go sideways, we pop higher by protection. It's a little tricky there. We're moving higher out of a low in late late September, traveling along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, and then meeting secondary resistance before pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. And then we have Congress highlighted, or a foreign legislative agency highlighted in early October. There's generally a holding pattern that surrounds this card, and then when a decision or something comes, that's being waited for happens, then there's a big move to one or both directions. And then off of the high, we made a resistance level, an important resistance level in September, and off of that, we fall with increasing volatility as we move into the end of the month. There's a trade opportunity at an important price level near the low of October, and we'll know the low because there'll be a decline going into it that increases in momentum, and then all of a sudden we just kind of like chill and the volume really dissipates, the price action kind of like stalls out. That's the truce card. That's the low for October. All right, so then we have, looks like another crest in here somewhere between October and November. Really lucky trade opportunity. So it looks like off of that crest there's a good opportunity in there as well, because we have bearish price swings with a notable decline off of the high of November to reach again a year's prominent trough or year's low. We'll meet that towards the end of the month when we do sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend into the prominent year's trough. Off of the low, however, there is a move higher, successfully turning important support level into, an important resistance level into support. And that resistance level we can see is highlighted here as the peace card, a trade opportunity as well in December. So it looks like there's a fake out there likely towards the end of the month and into December. We're moving higher, faking us out because we're going to hit that resistance and do some sideways fluctuations. A U-shaped dip to meet the December low. And then we have a major reversal the following year. I mean, if you're looking at a multi-year chart, you'll see a reversal that forms in 2023 based on this card. When I say, and by the way, guys, when I say important support or important resistance, yes, it's relative, but look at like a 1-year chart and you'll see what I mean. It'll stand out on a 1-year chart. This is a very old reading. We're going to do the review now. This one's not 100% the first few months here, but then we get pretty good as we go into May and June. We were a little bit off on this first high here. I had it in March. It actually ended up being in February, a little bit far away. We did have a year's low here, right at kind of like on the border of January, February. We have a low correlator here, and the low correlator for February, that's in February, is within close proximity to the high for February, and you can see February high, and that's the low that we were looking for. We just missed it, just a little bit outside of the range that we were looking for. Then we have a prominent high here. This is the end of March, prominent high for the stock again, and it's within close proximity to the low. So we go like pretty much like all the way back up. The high and the low within close proximity. There's another low here towards the end of March and early April. We have a low in early April, so that one's pretty good. And then another prominent high here. And check that out, guys. That prominent high, the high in April, marked an opportunity in the midst of a rally to open up a short position. Why did that end up being there and not on like this one, right? Look at the difference in the decline. If it was put there, like, would have got shaken out here easily, right? If you put it there, would have got shaken out here. Now, this is a deep move. This is a deep, deep move. And that right there was the opportunity that was foretold of in April. And so then when we move into May, we have a year's low here in early May, another year's low in late May. After a failed attempt to break through resistance near the high, and there's profit taking, selling down. We come to the end of a trend, the completion of a trend at the end of May, and we have the completion of a trend at the end of May in the midst of a out of a year's low. So you have a rally and then it ends. Boom. The completion of a rally, and then we fall farther with another low in early June. We should have another low. Well, we have another low in late June, and we should have a major low here the end of June and again in July. And that's MGM. Those are opportunities, my friends. I will be buying on all dips. Buying and holding. This is a long-term investment, not a trade. That's MGM for 2022, my friends. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more MGM, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, my friends. It's very helpful for us. That's how you support our channel. And share it with your friends, guys. Get the word out. We're looking to spread the word. You can, in fact, time the market. I can't wait to stuff it down these CNBC people's throat. They say it every single day. You can't time the market. You can't time the market. Yeah, maybe they can't. We here at Tarot for Traders, we can. And you, with that some meta-analysis, you can too, my friends. I'll see you on the next one.